But right now, I think most people want to be trophy women. I look pretty, I'm on makeup, I dress up well, I have hips and everything. That's why they're even going for BBLs, yeah, to look amazing and all for the man. So the man shows you off and everything, and that's why you're going for this man who's rich.
We are living in the most transactional era of human romance.
If you are in a relationship, both of us need each other equal measure. So for me, both the lady and the man are the price.
On one side, we have men who feel like walking ATMs. On the other, we have women who have been told that their beauty is a currency that should be traded for a soft life.
And that is something that most people don't understand. The fact that utasema, I love this girl, or she's going to learn to love me. We never learn to love anyone.
But what happens when the money runs out? And why do we demand a lifestyle from our partners that we haven't even earned for ourselves?
If I am in a relationship with somebody, I am that kind of a person who we are in together. Come rain, come sunshine. He was a narcissist, so he would tell me, I don't like how you're dressed, go change, such kinds of things. But now I'm like, okay, cool. Since he's going to buy the clothes, or since he's going to do whatever, let me just listen to what he's saying. Just because he had money. Because honestly, if he didn't have money, I don't think I would be listening to whatever he was saying at that moment.
Today, we are joined with the TV host Eliza. We are stripping away the filters. We are talking about the hypocrisy of modern dating, the death of the power couple, and the uncomfortable truth about why we are lonelier than ever despite being richer on paper.
One thing that I believe, or one thing that I know, is once you get into a relationship or into this marriage, for me, I would advise, I don't know if he would be for the idea, but I'm hoping so as well. We need to get 3 accounts, okay? 3 bank accounts.
This is the conversation the soft life community doesn't want to hear.
How are you living your life? Because even fools grow up.
Eliza, why should someone listen to you?
Amazing. Why should someone listen to me? Because one, I read a lot, and someone who reads is someone who's well informed. So I am a person who loves reading, so I make sure I'm well informed. I am old, not as old, but I believe that with the experience I have with my age, I am in a position to actually speak to somebody and they actually listen.
You said you read. Someone said, if you want to hide something from the Africans, put it in books.
Very true, yeah.
The owner of Noria has a mission to get 10,000 people to be reading every month. So far is at 5,000. Why is it that so many Africans don't read?
One, actually speaking about the society we are living in at the moment, most young people love social media. So you'll find so many people on TikTok scrolling, and they don't even actually watch a video that's 3 minutes to the end. You just watch, they scroll up and scroll up. And so you realize that actually, even when you look at kids right now, the kinds of cartoons they are watching, I won't say the names, but yes, those kinds of cartoons, you see that the way the cards are, for people who have done media, you understand, from one shot to another, the span is very short. That means that kid cannot like concentrate for a very long time. For books, some of them are voluminous. So you find that before you get from one chapter to another, you've gone through so many pages. I think that is one reason that people feel they don't want actually to go through every page after the other. And then, for a story, we read about how one develops a story. You don't like tell people everything at once. You have the way you hide, personification, and all those things. So right now, people want information straight, like to the point, and you're done. So with books, that's kind of different. I think that is one reason, or the main reason, that most people don't like reading. Yeah.
You have seen the soft life trend explode on social media. I think, to me, I came to fully feel the impact of social media when I was in high school, because you could go to school and your friends are like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. I remember I was in Form 3 and someone in our class was having 10,000 followers. So it got me curious to go and see what this Instagram was all about. And a lot was happening. It even some point influenced how we used to trade. And not to trade, but to dress as a
Mhm.
students, because someone will see how so and so is dressed on social media, then
They can
come,
bring that.
yeah, bring it to school. And
Mhm.
then it now went from dressing to now, even now, in love, whereby whatever we see on social media is what we want to live in real life. Is the desire for a wealthy man, from the lady's perspective, a biological instinct for security, or is it a performative brand we have adopted to look successful, especially from what we see on social media?
Well, I think that right now, when we look at the kind of way people are living,
Yeah.
you find that to be stable,
Mhm.
many young women are looking for stable men.
Mhm.
And that has two sides to it because, one, I can't advise anyone to go get married to someone who's poor because that means at the end of the day, you're going to struggle in life. Yeah.
Mhm.
And for example, if as a lady I am doing everything it takes
Mhm.
for me to actually go ahead and make it in life.
Mhm.
I have these gigs, probably I'm handling more than one job, I'm doing a lot. And
Mhm.
then there's a man who does not want to actually do anything for himself. You see, it's a problem if I think that I want to get involved with such a person. So you find for me, if I'm working and I'm doing everything that I can, going for a man who is not working won't be something I would want to go for. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but now when we also think about the fact that there are women who don't want to work, they just want a soft life where they just stay in the house, and the man provides everything and anything for them. You realize that that is another different side of a person, or a rather a very totally different person. So it
Mhm.
depends on who we are talking about. But right now, I think everyone is entitled to whatever life they want to live, but it begins by you. For example, if you want a soft life, make sure you're giving yourself that kind of life. Yeah, don't sit down expecting, I'll look for a rich man. A rich man is a good one, but what do you have to yourself? What are you bringing at the table as a lady as well?
Why is it that a woman with zero account balance uh, feel entitled to a man who has millions? Like, where is the society getting it wrong?
Okay, for me, I think that when we look at how much money you have in this society right now, people think beauty works or the figure or a lot of things. But for me, I always strongly believe that having your own money is
Mhm.
very, very important. So I understand that so many women go for that and they feel like as long as my man has everything, then we're good to go. But then they forget at some point in life, this man might leave you,
Yeah.
or he might lose his job. Things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the company goes down. Like so many things can happen. What do you have to your name that can support this relationship or can support this family? So forever and ever, personally, I always go for jitume as a person. Go ahead, go on, like do everything you got to do to make sure you're stable as a person, so that I am not saying that because you need to leave this man or because you're anticipating anything bad to happen to him or your relationship, but
Mhm.
just be stable. In case this man needs help, he doesn't have to go looking for help elsewhere
Mm.
because you, as his woman, you're stable. And right now, everyone wants someone who's stable, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, everyone wants a partner who can actually support them both financially, mentally, and in all other areas of life.
At the beginning, you said you wouldn't advise someone to get married to a poor man. What is the definition of a poor man?
Well, it's very simple. A poor man is one, a person without a vision. Because if you don't know where you're headed,
Mhm.
then you walk aimlessly. Yeah,
Mhm.
you because you don't know where you're headed. You can unaweza fika katikati, someone tells you let's go right, and you turn and you follow them because you don't have direction. So a man without direction is a poor man. Another thing is a man who thinks that money is just having liquid cash. That is something that most people don't understand. And that's why you will find people probably in clubs and they would think that having money is the key or the most important thing. A man who has a future is somebody who has assets. Yeah. This money that you have, invest it in different places, invest it in different areas. Those are some of the places that you need to make sure you're going to, because that is one thing that most people don't understand. Do you have assets? Do you have property? It doesn't have to be so expensive or big big properties or anything, but start small. Because right now I can look at you and be like, okay, this man has these and these things, and by the end of this year he has this plan. Yeah, but now a person who sits down, you ask them, okay, where do you want to be by December? They don't understand, they don't know. That is a poor person. And let me tell you, poverty doesn't mean money. Like I said, liquid cash, you can have 100,000 right now, but then after this, what's the plan?
Okay.
Where are you going to invest this money? Because every time you need to think about saving. Do you save? Do you budget for your money? Those are some of the things that are very, very key and important when you're looking at poverty. So for me, I don't judge poverty by the fact that you can't give me 100 bob. It could be possible that you can't give me this 100 shillings, but you have, it's because at the moment you don't have the money, but you've invested in a project or something else is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So you don't have cash, but you have invested in some other places. So poverty for me, or for me to define a person as a poor person, I look at all those areas.
You've spoken of something that I don't want to go into much, that is saving, investing, and all that, because a question I ask myself: are we taught enough, both from home to school? Are we taught enough about money? Like, yes, I'm getting into school. Am I taught how to manage the money? That 1,000 my father is giving me, have I been taught how to manage it? And I sometimes ask myself, the fact that we are not taught how to handle money when we are kids, is it the reason as to why we enter into relationship with the mindset that I should be given?
Personally, one, to answer the first statement that you're talking about, no, we are not taught how to handle money, because most of the time growing up, we see our parents or probably they're hustling. So whatever amount they get ni anakuja nayo, we eat. Tomorrow then they go back to kibarua. That's the cycle. Yeah. Never seen a parent saying, okay, we need to save, or okay, this is the amount of money we have, so 5% goes here, 10% goes here. We've never seen them do that.
Yeah.
But right now, as a grown-up person, you have the responsibility to go ahead. If you need to go to attend classes, financial classes, if you need to do whatever it is that you need to do, you must go ahead and train yourself on how to manage finances. Again, let me tell you, you can find two people. One person is being paid 100K and another person is being paid 20,000. But you might find that this person who's being paid 20,000 is living a very beautiful life compared to this other person who's being paid 100,000. And the difference is how these people manage their finances. Because without a budget, someone told us that if you don't tell your money where to go, your money will tell you where it wants to go. You know.
Yeah.
So if you don't budget for this money, every now and then you will. And let me tell you, money is sweet. If right now I receive 10K in my phone and I don't know the person who sent, or probably they tell me, oh, I've decided to get your gift, yeah, 10K. I might actually get to my home with 0 bob, because this is money that I have not planned for. This is, and I'm like, I feel like I need some ice cream, or there are these shoes I saw online. I spend and spend and spend, and then by the time I'm realizing, the whole money is gone because I failed to budget. So it is very, very important that you sit down and budget for your money. I love saying that you tailor your budget in regards to your needs, because there are people who are probably living with their parents, so they won't need to pay rent, and there's someone else who's paying rent. So you see, this person who's paying rent, they have to cater for rent amount of money. And this person who's not paying rent, probably they are doing some other thing. They have a business. They need to invest in their business. So you tailor your budget in regards to however much of money you get.
Okay.
So yes, make sure you get a budget. 100 out of 100%, no. 5% goes here, 10% goes here, 15% goes here, and at the end of the day, you're going to find that your life is way easier and things are actually so simple, because now you're telling your money where to go and not the other way around.
Let's bring the concept of assets to relationship. This is going to be cliche, but allow me to say this. Are we raising daughters to be assets or partners? Because when you talk of an asset, it's something that I buy. When you talk of a partner, it's something you're building up. Are parents raising their daughters to be assets?
At the moment, I'd say both things are happening, and both kinds of people are there. Yeah. So you'll find that there are people who are raising. Oh, let me not talk about parents, because you said there's such we are living right now.
Yeah.
There are things my mom has been telling me all through, and probably I don't even follow that up. Yeah. As a grown up, after you're 18, you're told you are grown up enough to make your own decisions, and that's what actually happens. So you find, because most of the things people do in regards to relationships, their parents are not the ones who play a part in it. It's me as Liz, I decide, okay, I want a rich man, or I want this kind of man, or and that's when I decide where to go to. But right now, I think most people want to be trophy women. I look pretty, I'm on makeup, I dress up well, I have hips and everything. That's why they're even going for BBLs, yeah, to look amazing and all for the man. So the man shows you off and everything, and so that's why you're going for this man who's rich, because at the end of the day, you know that atanilipa girlfriend allowance, he'll provide for the family and everything, and I don't have to work.
Is the woman the prize?
Wow, that is a question that most people have been battling and trying to understand, or everyone says, but I'm the prize, but I'm the prize. For me, I think we are, if you are in a relationship, both of us need each other equal measure. So for me, both the lady and the man are the prize. For me, yes, please don't musisikie kitu sijasema, nimesema as me.
You talked of girlfriend allowance, and I wanna ask, have you been in a relationship where money was the loudest thing in a room?
When I think about my past life, not necessarily, but there's the guy I was dating at some point, he had money himself, but that was not the root. But saa zingine I would compromise on some issues just because he's providing. Yeah. So he was a narcissist. So he would tell me, I don't like how you're dressed, go change, such kinds of things. But now I'm like, okay, cool. Since he's going to buy the clothes, or since he's going to do whatever, let me just listen to what he's saying. Just because he had money. Because honestly, if he didn't have money, I don't think I would be listening to whatever he was saying at that moment. But Saitana, I have learned. We learn.
You said if he didn't have money, you might have not listened to it.
Yes.
He said, and mostly this is something that I have also been told. Like we tell men, they tell us most of the time that our value is in our wallet. And I want to talk about mental health. What do you think happened to a man's mental health when the moment I, as Derek, realized that you love me for what I do and not who I am?
One thing, in the society we're living in, it's very difficult to actually know if someone loves you for you or they love you for your money. And inaeleweka na inakubalika, because now, one, personally, I said that I can't date a broke man because I am trying, bro. I am waking up very early, going to work, I'm struggling. So I don't expect a man who sits in the house and waits for me to come provide, okay? So when you're talking about someone who loves you for who you are, it's quite, I don't know, but at times you might find a genuine person, at times you might not. For us who are in media, someone might be seeing you on TV and they're like, wow, if only I can get their number. And that person is not there because they love you. It's because you're a celebrity in some sort of way. So it's very difficult to actually know someone who is actually, because they all look alike. They look similar. They're doing the same thing. So you might think that this person actually loves you until you realize, oops, after I lost my job, they changed. Yeah. So me, I'd say just ask God. Ask God to help you, because now this person might cover themselves up. You know, when someone wants something, they'll make sure they get it. Like, hey, try everything they can and all that. So I feel like just ask God. I'm a very spiritual person, so for me, everything I take it to God. So that's the only thing I can tell you to do. Yes, take it to the Lord in prayer. Hallelujah.
Okay, let's use this example. You are dating. Your man is visionary. He's not also seated. He's working himself up, either doing whatever he loves to make money, or he's even having a gig somewhere, a job. Then he loses the job. Will the love stay?
Karibu niseme no. Yes, yes. So for me, and this is something most ladies never, even if I have had this conversation a million times with people, and every time I give out my perspective and my own thoughts in regards to it, most ladies are like, you're just saying for the fact of saying. But if I am in a relationship with somebody, I am that kind of a person who we are in together, come rain, come sunshine.
Okay.
And you said something very, very key. And that is what I always look at. Unajituma. Because at the end of the day, that is what matters. Now, if this man has been trying everything they can and they've lost their job, I am in a position to sustain the relationship, then I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah. But then it depends with you've lost your job. What are you doing after that? Because now there's someone who loses their job and they sit and stay. Okay. So
You're
I don't think I'll
depressed.
be able. I understand all that, but now you also need to understand that losing a job is not the end of life, and we need to go on with life. I can't sustain us for 5 years.
Okay.
You're still looking for a job, or you just seated. You're not even showing signs of looking for a job. Yeah. If you've lost your job, it's okay. We have savings, or we can use my money, but pay on a time span. I'll help you for 1 year, 2 years. Okay, what are you doing about it? Because are you not even feeling bad that you're not providing or you're not doing anything with your life? Yeah. Because personally, mi nasemanga nikijituma, please, I don't expect you to sit down and look at me. We should do it together. And losing a job is okay, because I can also be the one who lost the job. Would I want you to leave me just because I lost the job? You see? So like we need to support each other, because this is our relationship. But now do something. Losing the job is not the end of life. You look for another and another and another.
Okay, is the independent woman narrative a lie?
It's not a lie. It's true.
But you people claim you want independence. I'm an independent woman. But at the same time, the same women are craving for the traditional provider from a man.
Now, I am an independent woman in the perspective that, like right now, if I'm not dating, I don't expect anyone to come sort my things or my bills. Okay, so I'll sort my bills myself, like I'm doing at the moment. Run my own errands, do everything that I am supposed to do, because inanitegemea mimi. I'm the only person who can do it. Then after the man comes in the picture, he is the one who's supposed to provide. So the fact that I'm independent means that right now I'm not calling anyone, I am not relying on anyone to help me out. And even if this man one day decides to leave, I'm still going to be okay. That is the meaning of being independent.
What is your
Okay,
concept of
according to me.
50-50?
For me, I don't know, but I think it depends. It depends, and it depends with how much are you earning. Because now, if you're earning 100K and I'm earning 50K, you don't expect me to give you my 50 and you're giving me your 50. Like, they don't add up.
Let me ask you a question. Very personal question. How would you ensure in your relationship or your marriage money is not making it fail? If you and your man get married, have kids, will he pay for the kids and the bills and you do the shopping, or would you let him do everything, or how would you handle the discussion around money?
That's an amazing question. So, one thing that I believe, or one thing that I know, is once you get into a relationship or into this marriage, for me, I would advise, I don't know if he would be for the idea, but I'm hoping so as well.
Yeah.
We need to get 3 accounts, okay? 3 bank accounts. One that is mine, one that is his, and one that is joint. Now, as we budget, because the same way I am budgeting, I expect him to do it, okay?
Yeah.
Now, like right now, as I am alone, I budget for everything, inclusive of utilities. There's a percentage of utilities which is 20%, yeah, from my money. Now, I have savings which I'll put in the account. The same way I expect him to do is, in his budgeting, he also needs to have utilities. Yeah, he needs to have this amount of money that is the percentage for utilities. Also, he needs to have this amount of money that is set for the savings. You see, so you realize that I am working with my own budget from 100K that I'm raising, 20% that is going for utilities, equal hapa. Okay. Now for him, he has his own budget, which probably he's earning 500K, and the 20% from the utilities he still puts in this account. Now our joint account is the one that we're going to put our utilities money. Tunazieka hapo.
Okay.
So anytime we need bills, is it 50K for rent? Tunaita tu kwa bag ya utilities. And I think that would be the best and easiest way to handle it. Now, hakuna mtu atasikia anaumia, because we are actually working with the amount of money you have in the same budget.
Still talking about money, how much of this money first mindset is actually driven by fear of looking broke on Instagram?
Personally, I am not a social media person as much, and I don't really care so much about what people think, like I do care about what is happening in reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I hate being broke. I hate poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as possible, I'll do everything and anything I can to make sure I am not poor. Like that's it. Whether it's online, whether it's, but it starts with me as a person. I hate poverty. I don't want to be poor, so I'll do everything I can.
Mm-hmm.
But by everything I can, please don't hear me wrong, okay? Because some people will be like, oh, so you can
Okay.
kill, so you can know
Yeah.
the things that I need to do, because kuna kujituma, kuna kufanya jobs and everything,
Mm.
as long as it's right. Guys, yes, as long as it's
It's,
right before man and God, yes, because kuna gigs fiti and all, nitajituma. But yes, at the end of the day, I hate poverty. I hate it.
someone said, if it does not kill, if it does not destroy, if it does not, I think there was a third one, I forgot it, then it's worth trying. And let's take it back a little bit. You are a TV host. You are in the limelight. Okay, you say you're not so much on social media, but you're already there. Like, and you know, when we were growing up, I really wanted to work on a TV by day. It's just that my mindset changed somewhere there when someone introduced YouTube to me. And then there is this thing that when you look at someone like, hey, Jeff has money, Lulu is rich, Betty is rich. And so, right now people are like, Eliza is very rich because she's before the camera. The entire nation sees her.
Yeah.
And do you think that the fact that you're out in the limelight, you're in the media, people know you, does that make it hard to appreciate a man who is still working on himself?
Wow, that's personal. Okay. For me, before I even think about a man that's working on himself, I have like a million things to consider. Yeah. So working on yourself could be one, but are you ticking the other boxes? But now when we focus about money, I have never had a problem with how much you're earning or what you're doing. But please, like I said, I hate poverty. So there's no way I'm going to settle for someone who has nothing. So
By nothing, you mean
nothing, like nothing.
the bank
Could
is
be
zero.
you don't work, you don't have a stable job, you don't have a stable income. And personally, I love, or I would rather go for someone who's self-employed and doing well. Because self-employment, ako fiti, hakuna siku bosi ataamka amfute. This is someone whose life is actually working, not some person who they are employed and they, okay. I'm not saying that someone who's employed is not a good person, but you could be employed and you still have gigs you're doing, you're making money through other means. Yeah, like I have a lot to consider when it comes to financial stability when looking for a man.
It's building from scratch that.
I'll never go for that. I'm very sorry, but yes, I'll never go for that.
Why?
Reason is, now, I used to think that it's a very good way, or you'll understand this person, you've grown up together and everything. I used to think that way actually, until my very close friend from high school comes and she gets married to this young man. They used to be very in love when we were in high school. I remember this man would come visit her, bring her gifts, and that time I wasn't dating, so I'm like, wow, having a boyfriend is this nice, because alikuwa analetewa gifts, ameletewa simu, smartphone. We're in high school, remember, so smartphone in high school is a big deal. So she really used to live well. And so it got to a point and they decide after school, she decided to settle with this guy. So they are starting life together, they're doing well. To cut the story short, right now, she's a single mom, having her child, struggling with her baby, the man left. And I'm looking at it, bro, you guys were in love. Like, you were a couple I used to admire, And I thought, and she's hardworking. I know my friend, she's very hardworking. Alikuwa anajituma at that time. She was pregnant and everything. But then looking at it, building from scratch, you'll build up, and then this man will now see you as nothing because he has seen some other pretty damsel somewhere. Like, that's what I believe and that's what I know. So for me, it's a no, like no.
in this scenario, would you say she was too young and too naive to make the right decision when it comes to love?
Probably yes, because now you know a high school kid, just after high school, you feel like that's the end of the. You've not seen a lot, yeah. Probably even this man aliendaenda nje akaona, oh, kumbe there is a brighter world out there.
Because what I was told is before you decide to get married, make sure you have traveled to like 10 countries, at least meet people from different walks of life, interact with different people, because I might go today to a club, like I usually tell boys that the moment you walk from here to the bus station, you'll see so many beautiful girls. So whoever you think is beautiful is not yet beautiful, but what are we looking at? And there is I want to ask, what's the difference between high standards and high delusions?
Okay, high standards are having dreams or levels of life that you would want to achieve, or a way of life that you would want to live. Okay, delusions, or when we try to explain something that's delusional, is something that is not ordinary, something that is crazy, you know, like an imagination that is crazy. Like for example, I think I want to go from University of Nairobi, where it is, to archives in CBD via plane. That's delusional, because now that distance is very short for me to use a plane. Okay, so when we speak about, or when we think about things that are delusional, ni vitu zenye hata wewe mwenyewe ukifikiria you're like, come on. But now,
Is it delusional for young girls to admire the Bahatis for your flavor?
well, everyone has their own celebrities that they love, and it's upon you to decide who you want to be. And at times, personally, I love telling people, dream as big as you can. Like,
Okay.
as long as you can dream it, keep dreaming. Because you never know if at some point it's going to come to a reality. Now, the thing is, I can't ask anyone not to think or desire or admire anywhere, or to be anywhere, or to be like anyone. But what are you doing about that? Because now we can't keep dreaming, we can't keep wishing, I wish I can be like Fulani, and you're not doing anything. What have they done? Have you seen their journey from where they started to where they are? How has it been? Yeah. What are you doing? Okay, today you woke up, you want to have muscles. Are you going to the gym? Or you're just looking at this person online and you're like, wow, I wish I was like him, and you're doing nothing about it. What are you doing in regards to whatever it is that you want? Because now every step counts.
Okay.
Every step that you're taking towards the goal, every step that you're taking towards the dream that you made is what matters.
You've said you wouldn't settle for less. You wouldn't date a broke one. Let me ask a question. If you were broke today, if you lost your job today, would you expect the same version of a man you want today?
Now, if let's go with, if I lost my job, because even throughout my life, I don't remember any time that I was broke at all, at all. I don't remember any time that I've ever been broke. Why? Because since I was in campus, I used to do business. I used to sell socks, I used to sell handkerchiefs for people, for the students. Okay? Now, I used to sell snacks, sweets, chocolates. I still do, even today. And you wonder, you are on TV, why are you doing that? Because, like you're saying, I always root for self-employment. Now, the fact that I have this big job that I'm doing, that money is not what sustains me. I have other things, other channels of getting money. And let me tell you, being broke is a mindset. Being broke is not how much money you're earning. Again, like I said, you could be earning 100,000, but what you're doing with this money at the end of the day is what matters. Now, I believe that myself as Lizzie at this moment, and where I am in life right now, even if I'm called and I'm told tomorrow don't report to work because your contract is done or whatever happens, I would feel bad for losing the job, but that's not the end of life, because
Okay.
I have other things that I'm doing and other things that I'm still thinking and planning to do.
Lizzie, what is one thing about money or about love? What is one thing in love that money cannot buy?
Amazing. One thing in love that money cannot buy is wow. That question is difficult. But let me see. Now, love is beautiful, and having somebody that cares about you so much, somebody that will do everything and anything for you really matters. Let me tell you. Let's take an example of a household.
Okay.
If you're a boss and you have this household and you need them to do something for you, if you don't pay them to do it for you, then the service is not going to be delivered. That is something that people don't understand. Now, if for example I say that pesa yangu ndo inanifanyia kazi, like so many people are saying,
Yeah.
if you take your 10,000 and put them on the table, they won't clean that table.
Yeah.
They won't clean that house. The money is there, yes, but it needs someone to actually do the service. In the same way, money is there to make this love sweet, to add as an ingredient to the love. But at the end of the day, you need somebody. You need someone who actually cares about you. And now the beauty of having money is that you can sustain this person. You can make them happy because they are also making you happy. So like to pay them back or to give them back something, you have the money probably to take them out for a treat, for them to get gifts and all that. So money is there to just complement love. But at the end of the day, love is not all about money.
I was having conversation around gendered socialization, and I asked the same question, and I was told money cannot buy affection and loyalty. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree.
What is that one lie about gender specifically that you have been forced to live by?
One lie about gender that we have been forced to live by is that there are jobs for men and jobs for women, as well as as a woman, there are some things you can't do. Let me tell you, there's no limitation to anyone. Wherever you want to go, however big you can dream, I also can't do that. Like for example, if I ever decide to be a president, nothing stops me at all. Like nothing, unless there are qualifications in regards to education and I've not maybe gotten to that level that they expect. That would stop me, but not in regards to the fact that I am a woman or I am a lady. I am a very, very big believer of go for what you want. It doesn't matter whether I'm a woman or you're a man. We can all dream big and get where we actually want to get.
Are Wababas killing love?
Wow.
Or I'm just being delusional?
Well, they would, but it depends. Because I remember, in as much as these ladies have them, they still have their boyfriends. Some of them, yeah. So probably it could be that they are together, they have the man, and at some point, it could be that they actually killing love. Because now, if people, because people have wababas because they want the money, they are there for the money. So it matters. It depends.
You have a son. She has a girlfriend. The girlfriend has some babas. You know about it. Would you advise your son to continue this relationship?
One, since campus, because that's where I have seen so many young women or ladies having relationships with these old men, I have detested that behavior from the bottom of my heart. Like I hate that. I can never ever, not leave alone my son, even my friend. I can't support my friend who's actually living life at Yekwana Mbaba. Like I can never ever do that. So the same way I would say that no, no, like not at all.
I think that affects men the most. And as we end this, give a piece of advice for the young men currently who are totally working themselves up, but they feel invisible because they aren't rich.
Because they are not rich. Now, one thing that I would say is this. As a young man, first, think of your dream. This is something that most people don't consider and they don't look at. But me, I'll tell you, think about your dream. Where do you want to see yourself? What do you want to achieve in life? So that the moment you want to think of bringing a lady in your life, you look at her and you're like, okay, is she building with me or is she here to kill my dream? Because if she's building with you, then she's the person to work with. If she's not, then you need to leave her like immediately, like yesterday. Because this is someone who's dragging you behind from what you wanted to do. This person is taking you far from it. And that is something that most people don't understand. The fact that utasema, I love this girl, or she's going to learn to love me. We never learn to love anyone. Yeah. If at all please don't look at me with those eyes. Don't dare ask me another question. I'm concluding. Yes. So let me tell you, someone who wants to love you or someone who wants to be in your life, you won't have to force issues. Atajileta tu mwenyewe and they'll cooperate with you. Okay, so that is something that you should think about and you should consider. So yes, I think that's the advice I'd give them.
Desire can never be negotiated. That's what I was told. It comes naturally. It's so amazing that I'm having such kind of conversations. I don't think I'm done with such a conversation, but I'm looking forward to another conversation of the same kind, but this now I want to focus on the age bracket between love. Would you date a younger man than you or an older man than you, or what's your take on the?
Okay, for me, most people say age is just a number, but I think there's a lot that comes. Personally, I might look at you and see how mature you are, even without asking about your age. Yeah. So what we consider is how are you living your life? Because even fools grow up.
You have a lot of wisdom. Where can people get the work you do?
Amazing. So I host a show called Why in the Morning on Y254 channel. So it's on YouTube, Y254 channel. But now for my own social media platforms, in all platforms, you'll find me at Eliza Kimani.
Eliza Kimani. And YouTube has a very funny way of recommending what you should watch next. If this video really resonated with what you thought about, then this is the other video you need to watch. Till we meet again, have yourselves a lovely day.